Hey everybody, Poochie, what's your puss? We are doing orders today. Oh, the mascot. Now, that little dog looks just like this, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Other than the bow tie, top hat, mustache. Oh my God, are you serious? Do you guys see that? Don't, not while I'm live. Save that for later. They're trying to do Lady and the Tramp back there. Good God. So, welcome in if you are joining us today, or if you are joining us later, if you're joining us live, if you're not joining us live. We have over 20 orders going out today. Looks like over 22 orders going out today. So, we're going to package up some of them. Some of them are here, some of them are in. We are condensing our warehouses because and when we say warehouse, it's not like a big, huge warehouse. It's like an area that we call a warehouse where we store things. But we're condensing because we're thinking about opening a store. Thinking about opening a store for our stuff. So we will see how that goes. You and the dog.
What?
You know, every time you move, the camera tries to focus on you. Louis, oh my God, he's too much.
We're just eating lunch over here.
So, anyway, let's get into what sold and we'll talk about it. Show you some of the things that sold, how much they sold for. This is a Tommy Bahama. It's not a fancy Tommy Bahama. It's not one with a hula dancer on the back. Just a plain Tommy Bahama shirt, Tropical Palm AOP, a relax one. So it says Tommy Bahama Relax on it. Sold for $18.95. It's going to Washington, which is where our friend Shelly is.
Yay.
Right?
Yeah.
We have friends all over the United States. How cool is that? This is actually 11 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier. If you hear noises in the background, that is the birds. It's a zoo here. I kid you not. So $5.62 shipping. They paid $7.99. So we like to make a little bit extra on shipping to pay for the shipping supplies, the time it takes to ship things, and it also helps pay for promoted listings or fees or whatever. We don't always make money on shipping, but I try to always make a little on shipping. I'll sell the item for a little less because I know I'm going to make a little bit on shipping. So that's airmail out there, 12894. Let's see what else we sold. Keith Haring. This sold for, looks like $24.49. Now, Keith Haring is one of my favorite artists. We recycle these and reuse them because I don't want them to end up in a landfill. The plastic bags that we store everything in, it's one of the few things that we can recycle because the mailing labels we can't. Well, thanks for getting them all worked up, Betsy. So,
Nope. Sorry.
how can anyone work under these environments? My God. Okay. So the Keith Haring shirt, it's a 2X, older, latest shirt, sold for $24.49. We always do well with Keith Haring stuff. Always. People love it. Probably paid $1 or $2 for that. T-shirts, I usually hardly pay anything for. Going to be 8 ounces. So I want to talk to you about something that happened today that I was shocked about. First of all, I had another Zoom call today with the folks at District. And if you don't know about District, it's a new marketplace. It's kind of like a combo between, it's kind of like a mix between Whatnot, which is a live auction form selling platform, and eBay, which is like auction listings and buy it now listings. So I'm going to do a marketplace on District because we can have a community, we can have chats, we can do all this stuff, which is really cool. Something I've been looking for. We can stream when we go out and thrift. We can stream on multiple platforms, sell things live from thrift stores, which I'm really excited about. And also the fees are less. The fees are less. So you pay airmail.
Hey, I
Oh.
have bins out there for you.
Thanks. I just hit one and I didn't even know it was there. How about that?
There's something to eat for.
So, Betsy, making me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
She does that all the time to me. So District, you can sell multiple ways and you can have a community and it's less fees. And, bless you, dog, we can actually decide whether we want to offer refunds or not. And if we say no on a refund, if we say the buyer has tried to take advantage of us, which sometimes happens, the marketplace owner, who is me and District, will have your back. So it's not like, oh, this buyer sent this thing back. Like I had a thing happen to me on eBay lately, and luckily I was able to message and threaten the buyer to contact postal authorities and tell them that mail fraud is a federal offense, because they tried to return a pair of jeans that they said had a small tear, and it had a huge tear in the butt that they did after they got it. Luckily, I had proof because I sold it. There was no tear, obviously, in the pictures and everything. But when I sold it, there was no belt. And when they sent me the pictures of the huge hole ripped in the butt of these jeans, had a belt. So they knew I had them. But otherwise, I would have been screwed. I would have gotten this pair of jeans back because that's how eBay works. I would have gotten this pair of jeans back with, I could have gotten an item not as described ding, which is another thing that eBay does. So they can charge you 5% more if you have too many of them. But I would have gotten this ruined pair of jeans back and would have completely lost money on them. Because that is how eBay works. eBay is so for the buyer, which I get. And I want to be for the buyer too, but not when they are lying and taking advantage of sellers, which happens far too much, I think. So my new platform, that's not going to happen. If there is an item not as described and there is a problem, it will be up to District support team to handle it, but you can come over and say no returns. There are no returns. Look at the measurements. Look at this. No returns. And I will have your back. Now, I suggest always that people allow returns on clothing because into the bin. It helps sales. It helps sales. So, but yeah, we're going to do this new platform. I can't wait. Cannot wait. We're going to have, we have a lot of stuff that we have been saving up for Whatnot auctions, right, Bobs?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put it on the bins, which is our new name, District/the bins, which will be opening soon. But what it'll be is it will be a video of like a 10 pack of graphic t-shirts, a lot of 10 graphic t-shirts, and it'll just be a video of us going, okay, here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3, which is a really good way to sell wholesale stuff. Because otherwise, what do you have to do, Betsy? You have to take a picture of every single thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, pain in the butt. This is a FootJoy shirt. It is 2XL. It only sold for $14, but that's okay because FootJoy, I had it for a while. It didn't sell, which is kind of surprising. So I took an offer of $14. Buy, just to get rid of it. So anyway, I'm very excited about this new thing we have, this new marketplace we're doing. District.net/the bins. Now, if you go there now, you won't see anything because we don't have anything up there, but we will be able to say, if you buy so many things, then we'll give you 10% off and then refund it to the buyer. We'll be able to say, if you buy so many things, we'll give you free shipping. The buyer pays, we refund it to the buyer. So easy. It is a new marketplace. You may know a couple of other people who, oops, that is not right. There we go. I want to make sure the dimensions on the packages are right. So you may have a few other people that you know that are selling there. There's several influencers over there. If you want to apply to be a seller, or you want to just be a buyer, because we're going to have a lot of wholesale stuff, wholesale clothing lots, wholesale hard good lots, plus individual categories as well if you don't want to sell wholesale. Oh, I missed. Went right between the bins. So I will give you a link if you comment, and I will tell you where you can go. I'll tell you where you can go to sign up. Very excited about it. We're going to launch it on 8/18, which is a Sunday. And hopefully I will get some of my friends to be able to sell on there as well. And we'll have some live shows. We'll have some other maybe special events on opening day. We're going to open it up before that, but that's going to be the grand opening. You know, like some businesses, they open and then a month later, they have their grand opening party. That's what we're going to do. So this is a vintage Hog's Breath Saloon shirt, Key West, Florida. The Hog's Breath Saloon, we always do well with their stuff. We find it, we're in North Carolina, and so we find it regularly, and it always does well. We find a lot of Florida, Myrtle Beach, stuff like that. I don't know if I put a card in there. Oh, well. The other thing I'm going to set up, hopefully, is the ability on the new marketplace, the bins, to be able to pick things up. So you're going to be able to, hopefully, now don't quote me on this because I don't know when it's going to happen, but if, I always think, you know, God, I wish I could just go pick that up. I'd save like, you know, $30 on postage. Yeah, well, you'll be able to, because that's what we're doing. This sold, by the way, for $21.16. It is going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So you'll be able to pick stuff up. Like if I could pick stuff up locally from people, it would save me so much money. Like wholesalers who sell to resellers, if I could pick stuff up, you know, within 30 minutes from my house in bulk, it would save me so much money on shipping. So that is the goal. We're going to end up doing that. But I want to talk to you about another marketplace. And that is, first of all, let's talk about Depop. Oh, hi, Truly Amazing. I appreciate you. Bobby, I appreciate you as always. Bobby is she is definitely one of my favorite subscribers, maybe my favorite subscriber, because she is always very supportive. She comes on, she comments to the videos because she knows if you comment and you like, we get more views, and I greatly appreciate that. I appreciate all of you who watch the videos, subscribe, etc. And I do these videos by request. Bobby actually likes these videos, and I know some people like these videos. So this is a cool shirt. I'm going to actually open this up so I can show you. It's a Dom shirt. That may not mean what you think it means. 3XL Suicide Skeleton King of Spades skull. I got to be careful when I say certain words because, you know, YouTube and all. But this is a streetwear men's shirt. But look at the design on that, guys. Can you see that? Let me go over to the live stream and make sure you can see that. Isn't that cool? So this one sold. I love picking up stuff like this. That is the what got into the mascot? My God. Feisty little shit. So I love to. Aw, thanks, Bobby. It is, right? That's a lot of effort to do the videos. This, not so much, but still I have to focus, which, Bobby, you've watched enough of the videos to know that I have a problem focusing because there's that ADD thing running rampant. So I want to talk to you about two marketplaces. Betsy, remind me to talk about Poshmark. The first one is Depop. So Depop is kind of crazy lately because they did this thing where they're like, okay, we're not gonna charge any fees. They still charge a payment processing fee. Good Lord, that little shit. Can you hear the spoiled in his bark? You should be able to. What was it? Okay, Depop. They did no seller fees, except they're still charging a payment processing fee, but now they're charging the buyer's fees. So Mercari did that before, but Mercari is not charging sellers anything, and they're charging the buyers a little bit more. So Depop did that. Our Depop sales off the cliff. Now, they said they're only going to not charge selling fees for the new things that you list. So all the old things, which we have, you know, like, I don't even know how many, but a lot of old things, right? We have to still pay fees on that. The normal fees, which doesn't seem fair to me. But anyway, the new stuff that we list, we don't have to pay the selling fee. We still have to pay the payment processing fee. But here's the deal, man. Sales have gone off the cliff. And we were doing really well on Depop. We were selling like, I say really well, but I mean for a platform other than eBay, really well. We were selling like 12 to 15 items a week, I think. Does that sound right? Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Towards the very end, because I was really promoting it and sending out aggressive offers and stuff. And now it's just nothing. So people are not happy. The buyers on Depop are not happy with Depop, I think. So we'll see how that plays out. I have seen a lot of people, a lot of sellers listing stuff really, really, really cheap on Depop. So we'll see, like $5 cheap. This is a really cool sweater. It is Miller Lite. Has the Miller Lite beer can. It's got dancing reindeer. It's everything you could want in a beer and a sweater. It sold for, oh, Betsy, let me need a bigger, no, I got it. Man, this is like me squeezing into a pair of tight jeans, y'all. Get out the shoehorn and the Crisco, man. Holy moly. That is we had a friend who used to say it's a big fatty, and he didn't mean it in a dirty way. But he'd say, "Oh, there's a big fatty. This is a big fatty." Yeah, that is definitely big. So Depop, I don't know. No, let's talk about Poshmark. This is awesome, man. Seriously, you guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna love this. Poshmark. We have I'll tell you how much this sold for. Sold for $22.49. We had a 10% off coupon that we gave to them, or that we had on eBay. So they got 10% off and didn't make an offer or anything. Just, 6. Paid normal price for it, which is awesome. I think I paid $5 for it, maybe $5.50. So it sold for $22.49. We make like $4 on shipping. So all good in the hood. Poshmark, we had someone, it was really weird. They did a return request for item not as described. Man, that made a thump noise when I threw it out there. God. Yeah, that was a big fatty. Totally. They made a return request saying the item was not the color they thought. So we didn't respond to them. At first I was like, they thought it was cream and it was blue. And I'm like, well, why didn't they just ask? And then I was like, would I just ask? Probably not. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be upset or, irritated about it. I just send it back. It just wasn't the color they thought it was. Not a big deal. So, because we take returns on, all the platforms because we sell clothing. So not a big deal. Betsy found out about it. Betsy's like, why didn't they just, And I said, yeah, Betsy, it's not really a big deal, right? Didn't I say that? It's like, it's not really a big deal. It's just not what they thought. They're going to send it back. Not a big deal. We lose, shipping or whatever, maybe, but that's not a big deal. We'll just resell it. Oh, God dang, to somebody else. So today we didn't respond. We were like, no problem. We'll take it back, right? Customer's going to be happy. And I understand it looks different than they wanted it to. The color looks different. So Poshmark sends a message today to both us as the seller and the buyer. And they say, first of all, they send a message to the buyer saying, please send more photos, right? Because the buyer sent like 2 photos or something. So they sent more photos.
They sent a lot more photos, like outside lighting next to the window, inside lighting on a gray wall.
Do you hear that? So outside lighting, inside lighting next to a gray wall. The buyer was like, sent a lot of different kinds of photos to prove that it was not the color that they thought it was. Even though we didn't list it as a color, we just listed the shirt. And Poshmark actually said, well, we've decided in favor of the buyer and the seller. What? So they are covering the refund. The buyer can keep the item and do whatever they want, I assume. But they are covering the return cost, or they're covering the item. We don't have to give a refund because we didn't do anything wrong. What? What? When was the last time eBay did that? I'll tell you when. The 12th of never. eBay has never. I mean, maybe a couple times, but I couldn't believe it. I was so happy.
That was really cool.
It was really nice, right? It was really nice to get that. They were like, respect, right? Poshmark gave us the respect, right? It's like we chest bumped Poshmark or something. I don't know. Poshmark gave us nuts. You didn't do anything wrong, yo. So, don't I sound cool when I say that? Yo. Yo. I'm the yoing grandma. Yo. Yo. So, anyway, Yeah, I thought that was really cool. This is a Zara women's shirt, window pane, navy and white, kind of a plaid, kind of a window pane design. You know what that is, where it's just like kind of stripes going each way. Sold for $20. We paid probably $4 for it. And again, we'll make a few dollars on the shipping to pay for our expenses. Maybe. My gosh. This is heavier than I thought. Yes, we will make a couple bucks on the shipping. Making a couple bucks on the shipping helps with helps with everything. It helps with the eBay costs. It helps with the eBay fees. It helps with buying the labels, buying the bags. So the gas money to go to the post office, the labor to go to the post office. I mean, yeah, Poshmark, I was really surprised because, eBay doesn't treat their sellers as well as I would like them to. Poshmark is kind of like slower for us, though. I know Kaylee Lane Betsy loves to watch Kaylee Lane because Betsy does women's clothes. I do men's clothes. She does women's clothes, so we kind of divide and conquer. This, by the way, is a vintage Ken Dunn shirt. It is an art shirt, and I'll show you kind of the design. From the 90s. It's really cool because it's got this tag. So these shirts are pretty collectible. This sold for $18.50. And it's going to someone outside the United States because it's going to that Glendale Heights, Illinois address. So Betsy does women's clothes. So when I go to the bins and I'm in a bin and I have a bunch of women's clothes in front of me, I'm like, well, crap. Now what? I have to just guess at what, is good. I know a little, I know some, but not as much as Betsy. So anyway, Kaylee Lane does very good on Poshmark, I know. We don't do that great on Poshmark. We sell a lot of vintage t-shirts though, and vintage t-shirts are more of a Depop thing than a Poshmark thing. So we don't do too well. That is 2XL, by the way, also, that t-shirt. But vintage t-shirts and like the really wild Ralph Lauren polo stuff and just the crazy stuff is what I love to find and sell. We went thrifting yesterday and it was a meh. You know those days where you go thrift and it's just, there's nothing that really how do I want to say it, Betsy?
Nothing that makes you squeal.
There's no squealies. There's nothing that makes you.
When you find the bolo and you're like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's been some time. And yesterday, the place where I always find really nice jackets and like sweaters and sweatshirts. And the menswear section at that store is shrinking. Every time I go in, there is less menswear to buy. Which, what? So Betsy ends up, taking longer in the store, and I end up waiting for her now going, come on. I even looked at the jeans. Come on.
They've taken away from the men's, but they've added women's.
Come on. I even looked at hard goods. Come on. Yeah, they have added to the women's section. Totally. 13956. Let me find this one. This is a Chico's jacket. 3 extra large brown snakeskin. I'll show you what this looks like, guys, the pattern. Can you see that? Is it too close? Snakeskin. It It is very cool. Ooh. You know what it feels like? You know, we use all these, you know, soft, buttery, you know, people use all these. This feels creamy. It's got a creamy feel.
What are you touching?
I don't know. Snakeskin. It's not buttery, it's not soft, it's creamy, everybody. Slinky. Slinky and creamy.
Dirty. You sound dirty over
So yeah. Yeah. What else is new?
there.
It's a day that ends in day. D-A-Y. So 12 ounces. 12 ounces. Where am I? There we are. So I'm not going to get to everything because it looks like some of the stuff is in another warehouse, meaning they will have to drive and go get it. But so the news is we're hoping to open a store. We are, because then we can actually like pay someone to like run it and do district and do sales and do everything and do this, what I'm doing, and we will have more time to source or just be lazy. We have so much time to be lazy now, don't we?
What? I don't even know what that means.
We're never lazy, but
I don't even have time to put my own.
promote. We'll have more time to promote and shop and find stuff and everything. I know it's hard times for a lot of sellers right now. Our sales on eBay, I will tell you, we're up 40% over the last month. Okay. And now they're only up like 13%. So, but they're up 13%. They went up 40% and now they're up 13% over that. So that is nothing to complain about. I have been working hard on promotions, marketing, sales, coupons, store newsletters. If you're on eBay and you have the ability to do a store newsletter, do it. Do it, because those are your people who've bought from you and who have followed you, and run special coupons just for them. Make a special coupon that is only for your followers. Do things like that. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is it for today. The rest of the stuff we will have to go get. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. We have, if you have been following, or even if you haven't, the Zero to Hero series. We have a new episode, I think, that I'm going to put up today that shows where we are from month 1 to month 2. We had a really good month on the Zero to Hero, the new eBay account that we started. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you buy low, sell high.
Subscribe.
There you go.
I usually do the sell high.
Are you critiquing my buy low,
Sell high.
subscribe?
There you go.
Bye, everybody.